What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. I'm recording this for a second time. I recorded the entire video, didn't have my microphone on, so that obviously sucked. But anyways, we're going to explain this whole video again. We can see right here that there is a Kizuna Clash Sugofest that we just got data downloaded here on Global. We knew this was coming, it's just we didn't have an exact day as to when it was going to be arriving. We do know though, it's going to be debuting on November 17th in 1900 PST time, which is exactly when the treasure map concludes. When the treasure map event ends is when this Sugofest goes live. This does not mean that the Kizuna will go live on the same day. I believe there will be typically 24 to 48 hour break when this Sugofest is live, and then they're going to drop the actual Kizuna Clash event. I believe the Kizuna Clash this time around is Jack as the free-to-play unit, but it would be nice if it was Olin for the super boss with Yamato, of course, but things aren't really leading that way. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, once the data download gets pushed to us. But let's actually go ahead and talk about this event. So Toki is going to be a brand new Sugofest exclusive character that debuts on this Sugofest, and is another one of these characters that can only be pulled on other Pirate Alliance Kizuna Clash Sugofests. Toki is a very good character, by the way, and I think many would probably put her in the top 10 best units in the game currently. She's insanely powerful. I, like many on release of this character in Japan, thought that she wasn't really that good, but once you see some applications of this character and the way that people are able to use this unit, you'll quickly understand that this is one of the best units in the game. So let's go ahead and talk about the Sugofest first, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the units in their entirety, okay? So first of all, you can see that the first multi-pull is going to be discounted at 30 rainbow gems. It says you get a class pickup Sugofest exclusive, not a Sugofest exclusive, but a Sugofest only character on the first multi. What this means is, the 11th poster is guaranteed to be a limited rare recruit, a Kizuna Clash unit, or if it's a red, it's a Kizuna Clash legend, meaning Fire Tank Pirates, Ace Sabo, Toki, Sanji Pudding. You're guaranteed to get one of those on the 11th poster if it's a red poster. So the other reds that are on this banner that are regular legends, they're scrapped from this first multi on the 11th poster only. So this is really cool. If you get a red on the 11th poster of the first multi, be very, very excited. But let's see what else has in store for this Sugofest. The second multi is a legend or a rate boost, nothing special. The third one is a guaranteed recommended character. That's pretty good. You're guaranteed to get one of these 5 units on the third multi, which is actually pretty good. It's honestly not bad at all. So I think a lot of people are probably going to go to step 3. Step 4 though is another one of those dud multis, but then step 5 is a guaranteed legend. Moving on from that though, we can see we've got another dud step on the 6th, we've got a Kizuna Clash unit on the 7th, then another legend, then a class pickup, and then a recommended, and then another Kizuna unit, and then another dud step. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 are all actually pretty good steps back to back to back to back. Not too shabby there. I can see a lot of people potentially going that deep on this banner because of how good this unit is. I really hope that Fire Tank Pirates make an appearance again. Really want to get Fire Tank Pirates. I really hope they're on this banner. We got, just cycling through all these steps right now. Nothing really too crazy, but of course, if you make it to the 25th multi, you are guaranteed to get Toki. 25 is very deep for a character like this. I feel like at this point, it's probably better to conserve your rainbow gems once again for New Year's. We're going to continuously say that. We said it for Yamato. Wait for Yamato. Yamato's out. People spend. Now wait until the next big banner, which should be New Year's at this point, unless if something else crazy comes out prior to. So, now that we've gone through that, I think the Sugofest is actually not too bad. It is kind of annoying that the good steps back to back, consecutively, are all on step 7 and onwards. Would have preferred a couple of really good ones near the start. At least you do get a recommended unit on the 3rd. That's pretty cool. I mean, getting access to this brand new Kinemon, who is a brand new character debuting on this banner, is also nice. He's a very good unit. So we'll go through these character abilities now. We'll start things off with the character everyone wants to know about, which is Toki, Momonosuke, and Hiyori. That's one of the good things about this unit. I'm actually really glad that it does consider this character as a Hiyori and a Momonosuke. Typically, I'm not a big fan of characters that have multiple units in one, because it means you can't use many other characters of that same type on the same team, obviously. But with this character, it does make a lot of sense, because there aren't many good characters of Hiyori or Momonosuke, and it means you get access to those characters' supports as well. So Toki actually gets access to some really nice supports just because of the fact that both Momonosuke and Hiyori are here, which is a really, really nice thing for this unit. But talking about the abilities of the character, this character is a strength, free spirit slasher, really good class and type combinations. Captain ability, it will give -1 cooldown at the start of the quest, All characters will get a 4.75 times attack boost and a 1.2 times health boost. And all characters' strength slots will be counted as beneficial and heal 1 times this character's recovery every time you hit it perfect. That's a great captain ability. A rainbow captain effect that provides a lot to your team. Healing, cooldown, health, strength slots matching, just a very good captain ability overall. And then looking at her super type, because she does get access to super typing, and it's a very, very easy activation requirement. You just need to activate 1 special. That's it. Just activate a special and you can use the super type. Very, very easy. This super type special reduces this character's own cooldown by 5 turns. Very weird. And then it also gives a 2 times color affinity boost to your strength units for 1 turn. I really wish that it wasn't color affinity. I really wish that it was a utility effect, or, you know, maybe make a couple of slots matching, like maybe change all slots or adjacent slots into strength, something like that. I think that would have been interesting if they did something along those lines, or like give strength characters strength slots, or just something to do with giving slots, because strength color affinity is kind of niche. It means that this character is not going to see that much use as a captain, at least with that super type special anyway. But, you know, if you do use like this unit in like mono dex content, yeah, this is going to be a pretty good captain to use. And remember that this character will also be likely rainbow color affinity for the Kizuna, so strength color affinity makes sense, as this character is going to be super effective against all types. Speaking of a strength character super effective against all types, my man Bullet gets another support unit too, or another unit to be using with, which is great. So shout out to Bullet. But let's talk about the special ability, which is the most important part of this character. 12 turn cooldown is very low, and this is very, very weird. We'll go through it at first, and then we'll have a look at the graphic that is actually in the game to kind of break it down a bit further. But it says that it applies a partial immunity to 2 selected characters, or up to 2. You can select 2 characters, and they're given this thing called partial immunity, and that lasts for 2 turns. Now, after those 2 turns have expired, the 2 characters that you selected that got partial immunity are given a 3.5 attack and orb boost for 1 turn. That's pretty crazy. That character is going to be hitting extremely hard. We already know how good super type Blackbeard is. He can have up to a 3 times or a 4 times attack and orb boosting effect, and we know how hard he hits just by himself. Now imagine that, but you can have that up to 2 characters on your team that are hitting that hard. Yeah, this character is ridiculous. We've seen plenty of content on Japan where people have used Toki to, you know, only let 2 characters with this buff just destroy arenas by themselves. As long as you have characters that are hitting with type advantage, this character just does so much damage. Now, before you get to that damage part, it's talking about partial immunity. So what is partial immunity? There's actually a little bit of information about this. It says, when you launch Toki Special, you can select 2 characters to apply partial immunity. Characters that are given this partial immunity are immune to various status effects, such as Bind, Despair, Special Bind, Slot Bind, Paralysis, Special Reverse, Blowaway, and it does say more. You can see on this little image here that the character's like shrouded in this like white smoke. Don't really know why they decided to go with the unevolved version of the artwork here, but yeah, this character, while they're inflicted with this partial immunity, is essentially untouchable. The enemy cannot do anything, right? Let's take, for example, if you use Toki Special before moving into a final boss room, and you select like 2 of your captains, your 2 captains, it means that while they're inflicted with this for 2 turns, they're basically untouchable, meaning you can move into the boss room, and it will last throughout the enemy's preemptive attack, meaning that if the enemy's preemptive gives you a Bind and Despair to both of your captains, it just stops it from happening. It just does not occur. It's a very powerful effect. And then what happens is after that preemptive attack, the partial immunity will dissipate because it's going on for more than 2 turns, and then that character that you've selected will get a 3.5 attack and or boost for 1 turn. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This character provides a lot of damage and really nice utility in just allowing you to avoid certain gimmicks from happening. So that's really cool. I mean, for example, you could use it on Worst Generation Garp Challenge before moving on to the Blackbeard fight, or well, on the Blackbeard fight, you'd use her special, but then when you move into the final boss room, you can make your bottom row characters immune from blowaway. Like, how good's that? They just can't be blown away, and then they get a 3.5 attack and orb boosting effect. Now, of course, the thing is only 2 characters actually get the buff. But it's still a really cool effect either way, because those characters will be hitting extremely hard. And depending on, what you're doing, obviously you want to be building a strength team, you can just target law with your regular strength units, and then you have these other characters hitting 3.5 times boost with all of those other buffs active. Like, you can do some really cool things with this unit, right? I like it. The fact this character has utility, and they have damage, is really cool. So that is the breakdown of what Toki actually does. She's a very interesting unit, and on release, a lot of people didn't like this unit, myself included, but over time, we've seen how powerful she really is. She is definitely considered to be one of the better units in the game. Let's move on to her crewmate effects. She does actually resist Special Bind by 5 and Special Reverse by 2 in one crewmate effect. It's very good. And then your crew gets just 100 base stat total to all stats. That's really, really nice. And then for her potential ability, she has Fear Resistance, so that she's likely to get her special to activate more often, and also Pinch Healing, which is also very good, and then Recovery Bind, which makes sense for the character. Overall, big fan of this unit. There's also a support effect which attaches to essentially any of the Scabbard characters, and it does say that once per quest, if that character uses a special, that character gets a strength slot, that slot is locked, and then they get a 1.5 attack and a 1.5 orb boost. It's pretty much like Cavendish's support, but it attaches to only very specific units, only the Scabbards basically. And then, obviously we had the Cavendish support, which essentially attaches to any quick unit. So you just think of it as it's pretty much Cavendish support, but instead of a quick slot, it's for strength slots. And then of course we need to talk about her PvP abilities. She's very good in PvP. So her passive will give your strength allies level 5 attack, level 5 speed, level 3 defense, and your dex enemies get given level 5 defense down. So just in case if your strength team didn't really, have a good time against dex enemies, now it's not going to be an issue at all. You just do so much damage against them. Not only if you have Final Tap Kid, which already does damage through defense, this allows your other attacking strength units to just do a lot of damage to them. Not really ignoring their defense, but ignoring a pretty good portion of their defense. -5 is very incredible. Before we talk about her special, we need to have a look at her resistances. It says that she completely evades Special Bind and Action Bind. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it, but she will actually go ahead and with her special, 27 CT, strength teammates will be given 20 seconds of Special Bind reduction and 20 seconds of Action Bind reduction. So remember, she resists that, and then she can apply it to your team, meaning if you are inflicted with any debuffs, she can remove those, which is really cool. And your strength allies are given 15% CT reduction, and one of your teammates with high attack is given level 10 attack up for 20 seconds. And your teammates in a large range are healed 2 times her recovery. So Yamato is a very good supporter style unit that works very well with the withstanding strength team in Pirate Rumble. And now moving on to the final character of the video we're going to talk about, which is the other Kizuna Clash character, Kinemon. Kinemon is a strength / a free spirit, exact same type and class combination as Toki, but his captain effect is whatever, doesn't really matter. His special ability though, 15% health cut to one enemy, so he's a damage dealing special, but he also reduces 5 turns of paralysis, 5 turns of rainbow shield, and 5 turns of threshold. Nice utility. He changes block and badly matching slots into matching, and also says that he's going to give you a 0.9 chain multiplier boost. Just what an incredible special right there. He makes your slasher characters' strength slots have matching slot effects. He also gives them 75 attack, and then he has slot bind, and he also has critical hit. But he does have a support effect attaching to any slasher unit, giving them 1.5 bonus damage against Kanjuro characters, and a 7% base stat increase to those units too. I think this unit's great. He's got a good utility special, he's got orb manipulation, and he's a damage dealing special. What more could you really want, right? So that is the breakdown of the brand new Toki, Momonosuke, and Hiyori, alongside the brand new Kinemon debuting on the Kizuna Clash Sugofest starting on November 17th, 1900 PST time. I likely will be streaming this as well, so definitely look forward to that one. Thank you very much for watching the video today, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.